Earlier this week, Enshrouded released its biggest update yet, which introduces us to an entirely revamped overworld and a much more interesting Shroud that literally creeps with challenging new foes to deal with, and hidden Night Sanctums, each with new rewards but also a new gem forge system to empower your favorite weapons. Use colored tints to customize the looks of your gear, change your character appearance with the Barber, mob patrols, and so much more. Today, I'm excited to share everything you need to know about the new Thralls of Twilight update and why this is the perfect time to rediscover Enshrouded from scratch, with over 100 locations reworked, both above and underground, for epic new adventures. So let's dive in. I want to say a quick thanks to Keen Games for making today's video possible, not only for collaborating with my channel to once again showcase the new content, but also for simply delivering every time with new updates. Let us know in the comments what you look forward to most with this new update, but let's start off with what I think is the most exciting thing to look forward to: the massive Shroud rework. The place has been revamped entirely. You will find new caves underground. These are massive, guys. There are gonna be a ton of scary enemies waiting for you right there. But you will basically not be safe in the Shroud anymore, especially during the night, because then more and more enemies will pop up. One of those I think you definitely want to be careful for are these stalkers. Now, we also have some alien balloons floating in the sky, shooting projectiles towards you that deal a ton of damage. Well, if you dare to venture deep into the Shroud, you can encounter massive tunnel systems called Shroud Lairs, which, you guessed it, are also filled with new enemies. If you're brave enough to tackle them, you'll be rewarded with new resources that you can use to craft yourself some new gear as well, including new means of taking out your foes, consumables, etc. Like the critter explosive, which can be thrown to deal damage to your foes, but especially the Felk of using pheromones, which confuses the Fel, literally sends them running. Aside from all the new enemies you can encounter, now you also have to deal with enemy patrols. Especially during the night, it seems like they pop up quite often, even out of the Shroud, so you're gonna have to deal with enemies all the time. Which of course makes the night more challenging, but also more rewarding, as you can farm a whole lot more precious resources during this time. Probably one of the most epic things to look forward to is the new weapon gem system, which allows you to empower your favorite weapons with over 20 different enchants. Starting from today, you can start encountering weapons with gem sockets on them. But once you've found a nice gem, you want to take it to a gem forge, which can be found all over the world of Enshrouded, but it's important to know that the higher your gem level is, the higher the gem forge level has to be as well. If you're already familiar with the Biomes summits, south of the Hollow Halls you can find a fell sickle scythe as well as a high level gem forge. Before you can use it though, you're gonna have to pick up Archaic Essence, a new type of resource dropped from all the Shroud creatures and gathered from plants in Shroud Lairs. I was already able to secure different gems with some pretty interesting enchants. Gem of Agility sounds great for dagger builds with increased cutting damage and also replenishes stamina on the next hit. The Gem of Meteoric Impact creates an explosion when landing after gliding, dealing fire damage. Amazing for tank builds that increases both physical and magical resistance. When enemies attack you, it creates an ice explosion, but there are more than 20 of these to be found, and each can also be upgraded with, of course, these resources. Not only Shroud enemies, but also different clans like the Vuka and Scavengers can drop these gems. But when it's nighttime, you definitely want to pay a visit to glowing stuff, as right now you can encounter new night blooming flora, which are rare variants of the regular plants you can find during the days, which offer you new crafting materials and can also be used to make yourself new types of snacks. If we quickly pay the farmer a visit, Calla Luna, for example, is a shiny plant found exclusively in the Nomad Highlands at night, with which you can make Calla Luna soup, which comes with plus dexterity and also shroud protection bonuses. While Glimmer Gentian tea with similar bonuses can only be crafted with Albanese summit plants also found during the night. A quick tip where you can easily farm some Glimmer Gentians as well as Stapellia Starflowers, where I also managed to secure a gem of Bloodlust. In the Albanese summits, west of the Gem Forge, you want to make your way to the northeastern part of the Balefire Garrison, Windward. Just a little bit above the shroud right here, that's where you will find a camp with all these resources. While you also don't want to ignore these glowy blue circles inside the shroud, which can be destroyed with cores, which in return spawns in a formidable foe. If you take him out, you can of course farm even more of these precious resources. But be extremely cautious about this, as during the night your vision is pretty limited and whatever is close to you during this encounter can easily catch you off guard and make short work of you. Especially if we look at this creep. It does look beautiful, but it slowly approaches you, and when it gets too close, it's probably too late, as it will literally burn you alive if you're not well protected. So yeah, it's not a bad idea to come prepared when you decide to venture into the Shroud. Now you can also encounter a new type of dungeon inside the Shroud called Night Sanctums, which, as the name suggests, can only be unlocked during the night, so definitely pay these a visit when you get the chance. You sometimes have to bring some resources to open them, but once inside you can get your hands on some legendary loot after you've completed the jump puzzles, and possibly also reveal a new Gemforge location. I was already able to find quite a lot of these, which are usually hidden at the green question marks. So be sure to check out every single one of those to unlock new gem forges, especially on higher levels, so you can make the best gear possible. Some of the new gear you can craft are the Omen set, which is a pretty nice one for spellcasting with fire damage and extra time in the shrouds, but also the Blackguard. Unfortunately, these seem to be pretty low level. We haven't unlocked a higher level one just yet, but if we have a quick look at the Hunter, this is the new Plaguebringer set, probably one of the most epic ones you can get your hands on. I'm pretty sure you can also unlock some high level equipment, as I recently came across a fell sickle scythe which dropped its mist, primarily used for crafting armor. So guys, if you come across a high level armor set, let us know in the comments which ingredients you needed for them, where you were able to secure them, etc. That would be awesome to know. There is also great news for people who like to further customize their character, the way how it looks, especially the gear, as right now you can start tinting it. Simply pay the alchemist a visit and get your hands on the coloring station. With it, you can produce all sorts of color palettes. Simply browse through the recipes where you can find over 20 different variations, all crafted with unique resources you can come across during your adventures. Once you've produced a couple, you can start colorizing your gear. Yesterday I found a color palette called Draped in Envy. If we apply it to our gear, oh yes, it looks so much better. Honestly, I can't wait to make it full black, for which we're gonna have to search for a pretty rare flower, exclusively found in the Albany summits at night. I think it's really nice they decided to add a description that makes it a little bit easier to hunt for these items. Maybe I've missed this on a previous update, but if you interact with the collector, you can now also make yourself a Decay Tool, which allows you to make your buildings even more unique with a little bit of wear. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure if this actually made my base look better, but hey, I think it's a really cool addition as well. The overworld also deserves some attention, especially the mid-game zones, the Nomad Highlands and Kindle Waste area, as these got a massive visual overhaul. When I was flying over the Nomad Highlands with my glider, I noticed that right now nature looks greener, you have more plateaus popping up with a ton of new POIs as well. VUCA and scavenger camps, but also mines you can come across during your adventures, which is gonna make exploration a whole lot more fun in general, with an abundance of things to do right now. Anyways, you definitely want to keep an eye on your journal. Interact with your townsfolk from time to time to pick up some new quests, as one of those introduces you to Elio the Barber. When you make them feel at home near your base of operations, you can interact with them and customize your character at all times, with both presets and deep character customization. In general, you should talk with all the townsfolk to unlock some new quests that introduce you to, obviously, new POIs. Some of those come with some pretty cool collectibles like new hairstyles and even eye tints, which I think are gonna be great for the people who like to hunt for treasures in every nook and cranny of the world. Oh, and there is one little thing I want to talk about, a bonus from the devs. Right now, you can get your hands on some amazing cosmetics to pimp your character. Simply check out some Enshrouded streams before the 27th for a couple hours, with of course Twitch drops or rewards activated, and unlock the full Empyrian Scholar set, which does look a little bit alien, but I think perfect for caster builds. There are many more things to talk about, while in my opinion, these are the most epic features to look forward to when exploring the new Thralls of Twilight update. Ladies and gentlemen, a big thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you'll be doing first as next adventure, and maybe what you'd like me to make a guide for next. If you enjoyed the content, a like would be very much appreciated. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. Once again, a big thanks to King Games for making today's video possible. I want to wish you guys an amazing day. I'll check you in the next video or live stream. Peace.